So I'm going to show you the things I've done. Let's see. So I had told you earlier in a video that I had this piece that came off a card. It was an attachment on a greeting card, and I wanted to sew it in. So I did that with some embroidery thread. Because after I looked, this is too big to fit on a page. So I thought, oh no, I'm not going to be able to use it. But I stitched it inside the cover, and it seems to work fine. So did that. I added some liquid pearl drops, which I like them a lot, but the one kicker is it takes like 2 hours or 3 hours to dry, and I usually mess them up because I don't wait long enough. So I did wait long enough and didn't mess them up, but they dry round like little pearls, so I just did a couple of those, and I glued this pocket up here that I made, and so it actually goes the other direction. And let's see, so what, oh, there's the charm I put in. Let's see, what else did I do? I'm looking through to see what I need to do, and this up here is bothering me. So I was trying to think of an idea for that. Now I did have this tag here that it's a enhanced paper clip, and I put these beads on it, and then under the beads it says love. There's a love sticker, and that goes here. Doesn't have to go there, but that's where I put it. And so anyway, when I turn this page, this is I need something up there. So I was looking at the colors. I have purple and I have this chartreuse green, which I just happen to have this ribbon that color. So I was thinking about just weaving it in across the top. So I think I'll do that real quick. Ha ha ha, quick. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm just gonna cut a slit over here. And then, let's see, it'll go under. And then I need it to come back out. So I'll make another one. So then it's on this side. And then I'll make one to kind of hold it in place. Hopefully I'm making these wide enough. And then let's see, so it'll be here, it'll show, here it'll show. I'll put one over here, a set of 2. And then I'm gonna run into this little thing here. So let's see, it'll come here. Okay, this will be a little tricky. I'm gonna try and not cut my, I'm just going to tie it in a knot, I think, over here. Ooh, okay, we'll see if that works. So I'm going to use a paper clip to push it through, kind of like I do with my ribbon sliders. Let's see. Since I'm left-handed, I'm going to go from this side. Just poke it through these sets of slits that I made in the paper. All right, well, it looks like I did cut them wide enough. So I think I'm just gonna tie a knot on each end. Okay, so pull that down. like that, and then tie a knot on this end. Try to work it down so it's close to the where it's coming out of the paper. There, and I'm not going to tie it real tight because I kind of want it to be decorative. I'll cut a little bit off. I want it to stick out some. Okay, so, well, that's not too bad. So, there's that. Okay, so, let's see. What was the other thing? Oh, the other thing was, you know, this is a journal, and so I need to have journaling space and journaling pages, and I didn't really have a lot in here. In fact, I don't have any, I don't think. So I decided what I could do is sew a whole other signature in if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to, I took this paper, I had a journal from Dayspring, and I just tore pages out of it and trimmed it down, and I just folded it in half, and I'm going to poke it back here in the very back with a pocket. So I'm just going to cut a fabric pocket out, and I had this cute fabric that goes really well with this gray fabric that's lining it. It has little foxes and hedgehogs and squirrels. So I'm going to cut a pocket. Let's see. Make sure this is big enough to hold these before I put it on here. It's going to be pretty close, really. I'm going to have to do just the very edges to allow room for the paper. So I'm going to stitch that in really quick, and then I'll be back. Okay, I just did a single stitch through there. I thought I'd come back on because I wanted to say that I have used a lot of stuff from Illustrated Faith. I want to give a shout out to them, and Shannon Noel, who is the one that does Illustrated Faith. I met her several years ago when I worked at Dayspring. She did a workshop on Bible journaling, and got me really interested in that, and I did that for several years before I started doing junk journals. But they have a lot of products at Illustrated Faith for crafting, for Christian crafting. And so, you know, they have, I want to make sure I'm not getting into the cover. They have stamps and stickers and just all kinds of paper and things like that. So be sure and go and check them out. I'm going to put a, hope I can remember, I need to put a link to their website, but I think it's just illustratedfaith.com if I'm not mistaken. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that. You know, I'm getting ready to finish this, and this is for a special person. So I have a person in mind as I'm making this. Some of these journals, you know, I just make them, and then eventually these mini journals, I'll give them away. And then when I give them away, I personalize them. I'll add some extra things to them and personalize them. But since I know who this is, I'm doing it all at the same time and thinking about that, you know, person. So this is Mia, and she's 11, and I don't know if she likes to journal, but I'm concerned a little bit that I didn't allow enough journaling room. And so I'm kind of thinking about whether or not to add a removable signature of journaling paper. I don't know about you guys, but when I do a journal, I'm like, okay, I'm finished. And then you get to the end and you're like, well, maybe I'll just go in and do blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, let me go, you know, let me just go over the list and see what I didn't do. And, you know, you could add to these journals forever. And, uh-oh, you know what? I need to, uh-oh. I don't know if that's going to be enough room. Let me see. Let me see. That is going to cut it close. Let me see. Push this over. Okay. I'm just going to tie it off, and then I'm going to go in and do a blanket stitch on the edge so that, or not a blanket stitch, that probably wouldn't work, but I'm going to do a, just get a stitch over here all the way over on the edge so that I get the maximum amount of room for her to put that paper in. I could also, I guess, the paper down. I think I maybe probably should cut the paper down because this is getting into the fringe. I have that felt in the middle for it to grab a hold of, so that will hold it. Pull some of these threads so it fringes the edge just a little bit. Okay, so, ooh, the writing's really close on this. So I'm just going to trim a little tiny bit off because every little bit will help. Okay. All right. That fits pretty well. Okay, so there's some paper for her to journal. Now I'm trying to figure out what closure to use, and I think I'm just going to wrap it with a ribbon. Looks like there's a little bit of purple right here. So I'm going to go ahead and use a purple ribbon if I have the right ribbon. I think I do. Does that work? I think that'll work. I'll use that. So I want her to have about probably that much to tie. Wrap that around. Cut it there. And I'm going to stitch it on at the back so that she won't lose it. Okay, before I do that, I need to really think this through. Do I want to make... I have the stretch lace that I bought to create the... Part of my hesitation is I've only done it one other time. And I don't want to mess it up, but my understanding is I'm going to poke a hole here and poke a hole here and just make a loop through it, tie it in a knot, and then that elastic allows you to take the signature in and out. Let me get my awl, and I wonder if I should put, I mean, I could actually put two, and what I'm thinking is that way back here, I'm just gonna try and string the elastic through, like here, just a little bit above, I think, so there's not a whole lot of play in it. See if I can get this to go through there. And then here, yeah, I didn't like that well. Let me go from this side, make a bigger hole in this canvas. See if it'll go. That worked. And then I'm just going to tie it in a, I think I'll just tie it in a knot actually. Okay, and then I'll do one in the middle of these two signatures too. And you know, I'm using purple because that's Mia's favorite color. So that's why I'm trying to get more purple into it. Tie it in a knot. Turn it back just a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is create a couple of signatures of just plain paper. I'm not even going to put lines on them because she likes to doodle. And so there's lined paper here in the back if she wants to write on it back here. So I'm just going to get some regular like a copier paper and cut them up and make some signatures. So I'll be right back. All right, I just thought I'd come back on and bind this. I've done one. So I took typing paper, that dates me, copier paper, cut it in half, cut the margins off so it's the same size as the pages in the journal, and then just bound it. Here's the second one. So it's super easy. So this is easier to see if you've never bound a journal or bound a signature. I just poke a hole in the middle, put the needle in. I actually want the ties to go in the back so they're not in the way. Pull that through, leave a tail back here, and then poke a hole up here close to the edge. Since it's going to be held in with that elastic, I didn't want it to have too much play back there, or on the edges rather. And then you hold this tail down so you don't catch it with the needle. Poke this back up through that same hole. And make sure you left yourself enough to tie a tie, which I have. And just poke the other hole in the fold close to the edge. Poke that through. Pull it tight so there's not any slack. Pull your needle off. And tie a double knot, and then trim your little tails on your thread. And that's it. So then these will loop through in between the signatures. Like that. And like this. So she can draw in it, write in it, take it out and save it separately if she wants to. And there it is. Now I'm gonna load it. I gotta stop. I gotta send this to her before she's, you know, grown up by the time I get this done. So I'm going to, I also printed out some photos that her mom sent me of them getting baptized. So I'm going to put a few of those in, and I'll load it up and then do a flip through. So that's it for today on this video, and I will have the flip through and the final one on the next video. And I'm also going to do a flip through of a journal that I've got for her mom, and it's the other version. It's the vintage version of the Salvation journal, mini journal. So I'll show both of them on the flip through in the next video. See you next time. Click like if you like the video. Subscribe if you would like to. See you next time. Bye-bye.